Hello everyone, this is Neha Tulsyan from Crescent Creation. Welcome to another video on my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I created these return favors for my daughter's birthday using some Lawn Fawn products. I get all my Lawn Fawn products from Not2Shabby Shop. Love their quick shipping, and they almost carry all the Lawn Fawn products in store. Now back to the project. These were the mugs that were the actual return favors. The mugs are from Dollar Tree, and I created these cute animals using polymer clay. This was my daughter's second birthday and we chose a jungle theme for the birthday party. So I created 5 different animals on these mugs using polymer clay, and then I got these boxes from Michaels that I could easily put my mugs in, and then I decided to decorate them using some Lawn Fawn products, and that's what I'm going to show you here. Here I've already done all my die cutting off camera. I created 23 of these boxes, so I had a lot of die cutting to do. And for these kind of projects where I have a lot of die cutting to do, I usually prefer to do it in front of my TV when I'm sitting either alone or with my family. And after all the die cutting is done, I come back to my craft room to do all the assembling. So here I'm first assembling all my Thanks die cut. This die is from the Simon Says Stamp CZ Designs line, and you get 2 dies in this set. One is the actual Thanks and the other one is the shadow. And I die cut the Thanks out of white cardstock and the shadow with black. And I sprayed the back of the Thanks die cut with spray adhesive, and now I'm gluing these 2 die cuts together. This Thanks die is not that intricate, and if you want to use, you can also use your liquid glue. But since I had so many of them to glue, I chose to use spray adhesive, which is a little easier. Also, when using sprays like this, you want to take care of your work surface. So here I'm using my Holtz Splat Box. You can use any box in hand. I just had this in my craft room, so I prefer using this for all my crafty purposes. And also don't forget to open up the windows while using a spray adhesive. It's always safer to use these sprays in a well ventilated area. So here I'm almost done gluing all my Thanks sentiment. And now I'm going to go ahead and assemble all the flowers. I have die cut these flowers out of pink cardstock using Happy Hibiscus Die from Lawn Fawn. And here I'm inking the edges of these petals using picked raspberry distress oxide ink and my blending brush. This is completely an optional step. You do not have to do it if you don't want to. But adding color to these petals just adds a lot of depth, and I like that on my projects. This Hibiscus Die Set cuts out 4 different sizes of flowers and 2 different sizes of pistils. So for the pistils, I chose to cut them out using a light yellow cardstock, and here I'm just adding a little bit of ink to the top edges of the pistils using the same picked raspberry distress oxide ink. Once I've inked all my flower petals and the pistils, I'll go ahead and use a foam sheet and a ball tool to add some more depth to these flowers. This extra step adds a lot of 3-dimension to your flowers, but if you want your flowers to look more flat than 3-dimensional, you can just go ahead and skip this step and directly glue these pieces to create your flower. So for the biggest flower, I'm using the biggest ball tool, and I'm just going over the edges of each petal and adding pressure from outside in, creating almost a cup-like shape. I'll repeat the same step for the second size of flower, and for my 2 smaller flower die cuts, I'm gonna use some circular motions from inside out to create that cup shape. Once that's done, I'll start assembling my flower. So here I have added a little bit of glue to the center of my very large flower, gluing the second largest flower on top of it, making sure the petals don't match and I offset them, and then I'll go ahead and glue the third and the fourth flower. Next, I've added a dot of glue to the center of the flower, and now I'm just gluing both the pistils, first the larger one and then the smaller one. And that's it, my flower is all assembled. I'll go ahead and assemble rest of the flowers off camera, and now we'll go ahead and assemble the box. So this is the box that I got from Michaels. It comes in 2 colors, white and craft. I chose white one for my project. And here I'm just going ahead and putting together the box before I glue my pieces. For the front of my box, I chose to glue this leaf border die cut that I die cut using Slimline Tropical Leaves border die from Lawn Fawn. Next, I'm going ahead and gluing the Thanks die cut that we assembled earlier, leaving some space in the center. For the top of my box, I used this circular leafy die cut that I die cut out of Magic Iris Tropical Leaves add-on die from Lawn Fawn. I glued it to the top of my box using some liquid glue, and then I glued the hibiscus flower just at the center. Since I created the mugs with different animals for different kids, I had to write their names on the boxes to know which box to give whom. So I die cut all the letters for the names using my scan and cut. I measured the space that I have between the thanks and the leaf border die cut. And using my scan and cut, I die cut all the names out of turquoise cardstock from my stash. And for gluing the letters for the names, I started from the right side. So gluing the last letter for the name first and then followed by the next so that I have enough space for all the letters to fit in. And that's how I created all the 23 of the boxes, out of which I'm only showing you the 4 here. I had so much fun creating these boxes and I hope you like them too. If you choose to recreate this, don't forget to tag me on your social medias with a picture of your project using the hashtag Neha Tulsyan or hashtag Crescent Creation. I would love to see your lovely creations. I also have an invite that I created for this birthday party. If you would like to see that, the video will just appear on your screen now. I am so grateful for all your comments, likes and subscribes. Thank you so much for your support. Until next time, happy crafting!